Yeah, I'm gonna work on this washing machine, which I usually don't do washing machines because they're a little bit too heavy for me. But anyways, I got this one, and I figured I'd make a video on how to do it. Now this is different era washing machines. They made them disassembled differently. The oldest ones, they had caps that you took off here, and then you took a screw out, and I think then you could flip it up. It's been a while. And then the newest ones, which is this is not, you just push a thing down here and it pops it free on both ends. A thing being a spatula looking putty knife, that's what I'm trying to say, putty knife, and then it'll flip over. And this is kind of like in between those, so if you come around to the back, there's some screws right here. Just gonna use a screwdriver, take these screws out on both ends there, and then you can slide this forward and lift it up, I believe. It's been a while, that's why I'm making this video partially for me. So all I'm going to do is take these out, and then I'll show you what happens after that. Okay, so when I took the screws off, or loosened them here, they usually have a little piece of plastic that's kind of like a lever, so the screws will stay in, which is nice, so they don't fall out. If you look at these are always broken, but in this case they did not, and they break because people try to open this, or they move the appliance around by the top. They're just little plastic deals. As you see, they got these little hooks right here. Those just go down into here. So when I unscrewed the back of this, I just slid it forward on both ends at the same time, and then it allowed me to just lift this over the top here. And in this case right here, you have, these are good to make copies of, because these are getting harder and harder to find because people don't put them back. This is instructions on how to repair this, or how to understand the wiring diagrams if you have a problem. I'm gonna make a PDF of that later on. Just for a side note, if you ever need to work on one, if you come down here, this is where the model number is. Down here, they got the serial numbers and such on a tag that's usually down here. Sorry about the shakiness. So that's where you get the info on how to order parts. Some things that I see right away, this is the door switch, and where is it? I think on this model, you can't see it, but right here, see, this goes into a lever here that goes back, and I can hear it clicking. Listen to this. Sorry. That click sound is a good sound. That means that's probably working. Now, sometimes you won't get a clicking sound, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little bit of a bow. That's because somebody put something heavy like their child on there, or their wet clothes laundry basket up on here, and these will dent. It's just one of those things people use it for. It's not too bad, but if it bends too much, it won't. Actually, I'm thinking of they used to have a little peg that would stick out, and if it bent too much, it wouldn't be able to hit the switch that used to be over here somewhere. Anyway, so this newer model, it's got pros and cons, but that's a good sign. And you apparently get some free money out of the deal here. You get a penny, maybe it's a wheat penny and worth more. So now I'm deciding whether I want, if you did need to take this back panel off, which I think I do have to, you just take like a screwdriver, stick it in here, and rock it, and it pops these clips out. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. There's a couple different ways to do that, and they're just pressure held in here, and the same on the other side. So I'm going to take this out. I think I'll use the screwdriver method on this, and be right back. Okay, I apologize to you guys. I'm too lazy to go get a stand to put the camera on, so I'm going to just do this one hand. This is actually a brake lever tool for adjusting the brakes, but it works good for this kind of stuff because it's stout, and see, that's what I was talking about. Use a screwdriver. In this case, to me, it works better than a screwdriver. So just take that off, come over to the other side, kind of do the same thing. The back's all going to probably fall off when I do this. Oh, it didn't, so that was nice. Sometimes the back end will pull away, but maybe you gotta watch it, so don't be shocked if the whole thing pulls away. And now Probably need to disconnect this wire here. That'd be bad if it pulls away and yanks this off. It should come off pretty easy. I just lift this tab, rock it. And this is what I was talking about. So when I lift it, remember it's kind of coming back to me. It kind of lifts out of here. When you put it back together, you got to really make sure it goes in the same way you took it out. And anyways, this whole thing just tilts off. Oop, right here, but I need to do this with two hands. See, it's already basically disassembled. And I'm just going to move this top piece off. Okay, if you're going to do this, when it comes time to take the top off, wear some gloves so you don't cut yourself. Especially on the older stuff, you don't want to get rusty cut. Make sure you're up to date on your tetanus shot. So this lip here actually goes underneath the front of this. And this lip here lays over the top of this. Now this is all kind of rusty and from water, being exposed to water. So what I would do with this washing machine, if I'm going to restore it, is I'd clean up this edge really good, prime it up with some anti-corrosive primer stuff, and then paint it so it won't rust, and then clean this all up and then paint that. Just use some black spray paint on that. The big thing I want to do though is make sure that motor's good, because if it's not good, it's not really worth me messing with. And here's remember that switch I was telling you about? Here, so you can see how that works there. It's just got the lever attached to the lid. It causes that to open and close. So I think what I'm going to do before tearing this is I'll just have to look up which pins to short out. But I'll make a jumper for this so it thinks the lid's closed, and plug it in and make sure the motor works. Because if the motor works, then it's not. If it does not work, it's not worth me working on this any farther. Although it's got a lot of good parts on it. So I think you could just take off this whole top piece, and then you got yourself a timer, the switches, and the pressure level. This hose looks in really good condition, so that'd be a good thing to hang on to. And of course that door switch, and then the rest you could just scrap out. And then if you're into working these things, like those door switches go out a lot, timers sometimes go out, and these other switches and buttons go out, and then this pressure sensors are known to go out, and these tubes are known to, sometimes, not rarely, but it's always good to have a spare one of those. And then really another good thing is the valves will go out, and you need to replace those. So there's a lot of good parts you could salvage on this for another washing machine, or just hang on to it until you get a washing machine like with a bad tub that leaks. And then you could, so this is, alright, that's telling me I don't think it's supposed to work that way. I think it's supposed to catch, and there's like all these things called dogs in there that if I get into it I'll show you that. Anyway, so let me just gonna test this out, and we'll pick it up and see what I want to do with it from here. Okay, so I tested it out a little bit. It spins, so that tells me that the motor works. And the way I did it, don't do this. This is dangerous, so don't do this, you'll hurt yourself. One thing you can do is, if you look on, you're like, well, which one do I jumper and stuff? The green one goes to ground right there. So knowing that means the green is ground, so you don't have to worry about that. So the other two are hot. And I'm gonna guess, I don't know, I would assume the white one's neutral and the gray one, which typically in electric you would think would be black, but it's probably the other one. Maybe it's gray because it's a safety device, I don't know. Anyways, I just shoved a piece of wire into the first two wires and left the green one alone. And then now, anyways, and then you just plug it in. I put it on spin. It's kind of weird because you pull it to start and push it to stop. So at first I thought it was broken, but anyways, then you just pull this, and then it starts spinning. You want to turn it off really quickly because you don't need this thing spinning. It'll just fly off and kill you or something. And then as I was doing all this, some knothead took out the ground wire. At least it looks like it's supposed to be a ground there. So I gotta, it's kind of gonna turn this before I can sell it or use it, I need to figure out how to get a ground back on here. I don't know if it's probably easier, just I don't like to do this, but I could cut the cord and put another end on it or something. It'd look cleaner. Make sure I don't have this plugged in before I start poking with it. Oh, this isn't too bad. So what a person could do, oh, what a pain. If I did cut it, I'd probably cut it on the inside here, try to get another plug, and then connect it up in there. That would look nicer than having a splice out here. This kind of sucks. I wonder how much it costs to order probably an arm and a leg. Things that shouldn't cost much cost too much, and things you expect to cost a lot don't cost much. Because it wouldn't be nothing. They made it so you could replace it really easy. You just take this off, pull it out there. Oh, you know what I could do is, if I could find one, somebody's throwing one away, the same era, it probably has the same, I could probably just get a plug off it. That's why, so there you go. If I was going to scrap this out, right there I learned that, save this piece of wire in case somebody does some nonsense like that to you. Save you a bunch of money. Anyways, so it looks like we're going to work on this. It's just going to be a lot of not fun work cleaning this mess up down here. But anyways, the purpose of this video was to show you how to kind of get the top off one of these in-between year models, and then how you could test the, didn't really intend to do that, but how to test the motor real quick before you pressed on. So I hope this video helps somebody out, and you have a great day.